Hi guys, my name is Monale Akol. Thank you very much for joining me today on my YouTube channel. If it's your first time, welcome, and please remember to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any new videos at all. The subscribe button should be on your bottom right, I believe. Press it and you will be notified of every new video that comes out. To those who have already taken the time to subscribe to my channel, I really appreciate it, and I hope guys that we continue on this journey together. And I really would like to hear from you in terms of topics that you want to be discussed, topics that we can discuss on this channel. Basically what this channel is about, if you're wondering what it's about inspiration, encouragement, with the hope to improve our lives. That's exactly what it's about. It's about us sharing ideas, us speaking about different ways to have the life that we would like to have. And obviously when we are more, we come up with better ideas, and we in that way hopefully are able to learn effective ways to improve our lives. So the 21 days of lockdown, day one, very interesting. Hey, I want to know how your first day has been and what you've been up to. If you're working from home, I understand that working from home is not easy, guys. Especially when you have kids and you don't have normally a home designated office, it can be a little bit challenging. But I hope that you have the help that you need in order for you to be able to do the work that you should be doing. And if anything, if you can't work during the day because maybe it's a little bit noisy with all the family in the house, hopefully you can find time to work at night. All the best. I know it's very challenging times that we are in, but I really hope that we remember that the 21 days of this lockdown is not our lives. It is a period in our lives where hopefully we will reflect, reboot, restructure, and think of different ways of doing business, because I understand that it's not easy for people who actually get the money daily. It's not easy for small businesses, self-employed people. It really isn't. But at the same time, I think in every challenge there's an opportunity to do things different, and to decide that no matter what, I will rise and I will be the better version of myself. That's what I'm hoping for, and I hope in the years to come we'll be telling stories about this period of our lives. More than anything, stay safe, and remember, this is not just about you going out there because you think, oh, because I don't have corona, why should I not go out there? If you're not sure, if you haven't tested, the truth is you don't even know if you have it. So it's to just not increase the spread. It's just to contain the number of people that get infected and to have more control around that. Anyway, so today I'm going to be talking about, I would say, effective habits of people who value themselves, on the series of the importance of valuing yourself. So last week, if you have not watched the video, I'd advise you to check it out. I'll probably attach the link at the end of this video. Please check it out. I was talking about my personal journey to valuing myself. So I'm not going to say much about it because I do believe that you'll go and check it out. Yeah. Anyway, so talking about the effective habits of people that value themselves, I just want to discuss a few things with you guys. And basically what prompted me to have this discussion today is because I really believe that self-value is everything to having the kind of life that you want, the quality kind of life. If you don't value yourself, chances are you're not going to value the the weight of your contribution. That means you're not going to understand how important it is for you to, one, contribute in your household, in a community in general, so that all of us with our little pieces in different corners we're able to make a picture. I look around South Africa and it's unfortunate because we have so much potential. I must say, we really do have a lot of potential, but it's almost like there is this mental blockage. There's this attitude of how things can be or should be versus the work that we're willing to put into making sure that we get the kind of lives that we want. And if we don't get to a place in our lives where we are intentional about what is it that we are willing to do in order to be the people that we want, unfortunately it's not just gonna happen. And you don't wake up and have the kind of life that you want. It doesn't happen like that. You don't wake up and everything is how you hope it to be. You have to be intentional about the actions that you're going to put towards what you'd like to see. And unfortunately, it has resulted in a lot of frustration in our country. There's a whole lot of frustration, and I really believe the frustration is because of this sense of loss of control in terms of what you'd like to see come out of your life, what you would like to see happen as far as your life is concerned, whether it's in your personal life or in the country in general. And therefore we to some extent feel a little bit demotivated. So it is very important that we begin to have these conversations with ourselves about how am I intentionally increasing my value as a person, so that when I walk into a room, I walk into that room with the confidence and understanding that I've worked on myself and I would like to actually have my say. The first thing that I really believe one of the habits that contributes to self-value is having self-discipline. Now, self-discipline is probably means different things to different people. But for me, self-discipline is actually doing what you know you should do when you know you should do it, regardless of how you feel about it. How you feel about it, that means feelings have nothing to do with it, because you understand the benefits of the outcome. That's exactly what I refer to as self-discipline. In other words, you have control over yourself, of the things that you do, you think, and you say. And self-discipline, someone said or put it as self-love. When you love yourself, you have to have that conversation with yourself about the things that are good for you and things that are not good for you. It doesn't mean that you will always know what's good for you, but if you are in a habit of practicing to do things that are good for you, walking away from things that you believe are not good for you, you are in a process of valuing yourself, because you value your peace, you value your company, you value what affects you, you value what contributes to the kind of person that you want to be. And because you understand that, you intentionally are aware of who you're going to let into your life, what kind of company you keep. You will actively be aware of what kind of information you're going to pay attention to, what are you going to be meditating on, what are your priorities, how are you going to be spending in order to achieve what you'd like. Let's just say it's a financial dream or financial plan that you have. or you want to buy a home, or you want to send your kids to at least the kind of school that you believe is good for them, whatever it is, everything that you will achieve in this lifetime, it will require self-discipline. Every person who has achieved something worth achieving, I'm not talking about overnight success, everyone who has achieved something worth achieving has had to apply self-discipline. Disciplining yourself for a greater good. It's not easy, but it's possible. So that's the first thing that I think is very crucial in achieving what you'd like to achieve. I mean, we look at most people that we admire, sports people, be it musicians, entertainers in different industries, and I think more often than not, we actually admire their self-discipline, for them to focus and set their mind on something and tell themselves that no matter what, I'm going to achieve this, come rain or sunshine, whatever it is, nobody's going to stop me. I'm going to keep on working on it. I'm going to hopefully do my 10,000 hours, and I'm going to continue until I get where I would like to get. That takes self-discipline. Consistent actions over time do pay. So being stubborn about what you believe is right in order for you to have the kind of life that you would like to have, spiritually, mentally, physically, all round. So the second, I would say, thing on my list of effective habits of people who value themselves is being able to set boundaries. Being able to say no, something that is very hard for most of us to do. It is important to be able to say no. If you don't want something, don't say maybe, guys. Don't say I will think about it. If you really will think about it, that's fine. But if you actually want to say no, but you don't want to disappoint the other person, just say no. We have to learn. Unfortunately, most of us grew up in places where no was not allowed. Like if you said no, they might think that you're being a little bit disrespectful, or they might think that you think you know everything. Whatever it was, it's not easy for some of us to now learn to say no. So sometimes when someone asks you something, or someone is like, okay, can we meet at a mall this time? You're like, yeah, sure. You know what I see most people do, they're like, yeah, no, sure. Even in business, which is really, really bad for your business. If you're the kind of person who you can't say no, you can't set boundaries, it's going to be very difficult for you to grow as a business, because a business has to have a structure, and structure requires that you know what you can and cannot do, what you will go by and what you don't want to even entertain. That's how business is. So if you can't say no, and you say to someone that I will actually meet you at 2, and then you switch off your phone, you're nowhere to be found. And then the next thing you come up with stories, no, I had to do this, or whatever the case is, and the real reason is because you couldn't say no, so it was better for you to disappoint someone. So they figure it out without you having to get involved, that you didn't really want to come. It's not good. Trust me, people can handle no. They might not like it, but they can handle it. So do set boundaries for yourself about things that you will focus on and things that you don't want in your life, and set boundaries for other people as well when they come into your life. It's very important, whether it's a new relationship, friendship, it's at work, it's business, whatever it is, guys. It's important for people to understand when they deal with you, what are the boundaries. I'm not saying that when you meet someone you should be like, oh, these are my boundaries, or whatever the case is. No, if you want to do that, or if that works for you, then okay. But when I talk about setting boundaries, I'm talking about just making it clear that I work within this framework. And if you find yourself in a situation where someone is crossing the boundary, then you can be able to say to them, unfortunately, this is not what I'm about, or this is not what I want, or this is not how I want to be treated. Especially in relationships. I see a lot of women go through things and ask other people and ask a man on Metro FM about things that really, really, really could be solved by setting a boundary. You do know how you want to be treated, woman. You really do. You know how someone who cares for you should be treating you. You do know how someone who wants you would treat you. But most of us seems as if we want someone else to become our common sense. It's like we've lost that, I would say, intuition of saying, unfortunately, I would have liked it to be this way, but it's not, and it's okay. But I would not accept you to treat me this way. Therefore, I'm not going to continue with this. It also has a lot of headaches. It really will. Because unfortunately, if you don't have that boundary, if a boundary is a way of self-respect. When you set a boundary, you're not trying to be funny or harsh or whatever the case is. You are just saying that I respect myself so much that I have to have boundaries so that everyone, including myself, understands what I stand for and what I will not tolerate. And hopefully people that come into your life also have that enforced. And when you respect yourself, you're not going to allow anyone to be in your life who unfortunately will not respect you. So it's extremely important that you set boundaries. Last one that I'm going to be discussing today is intentional growth. So intentional growth is having a goal for yourself of where you see yourself in different spheres of your life in 3 years, and 5 years, and 8 years. Having a vision board, having a vision, writing it down and saying it doesn't matter how wild you think it is, it doesn't matter how broad you think it is, how scary, it doesn't matter, those things don't matter. But having a vision and having a timeline to say, okay, this is where I see my relationship, or this is where I see my career, or this is where I see my business, and therefore making sure that you work on that, you keep on revisiting it, and you align your lifestyle and your interests, your hobbies with how you want to grow, so that you automatically eliminate things that are not going to help you grow. You eliminate people if need be. It's 2020, guys. Let's let go of things, habits, and people that are not going to help us grow. You don't want to be at the end of 2020 looking back and saying, I should have done this. It's never easy to let go of things, people, and habits that we know is not going to take us anywhere, especially if you've been in it and you're like, okay, I know this is not good for me, but what am I going to do? The thing about growth is not only learning something that helps you in life, it's also letting go of things that don't help you. There are things that you're not going to be able to learn until you let go of some things in your life. That's just how it is. So you have to make space for something new in order for it to flourish. You have to make space for it by removing some things. Whether it's unlearning some things, because some of us have learned a lot of things throughout our lives, and some of those things are not helping us at all. We're still sticking to it. No. For example, you might have learned, someone might have said, oh, if you want to actually accomplish, let's just say, if you want to get to this position, this is what you have to do. And then you come across new information, or someone who actually says, actually, there's a different way, or an easier way to do this. You let go of things that are not working, and you start to embrace things that are working and have more often than not being proven. So that means you look up to, you seek for mentors, and you look up to people who have been there and done that. Don't allow yourself to be advised, guys, by people who are not where you want to be. So if someone is not where you want to be, don't look for advice from them. It sounds a little bit harsh, but the reality of the situation is most people cannot take you where they've never been. So if you're looking for an advice from someone who is, let's say, in one department, and you want to maybe be the president of South Africa, for example, but you're looking for advice from an IT specialist, I don't know what kind of advice you'll get from that person. It will only make sense to actually look for advice from someone who is already a president, if you can access them, or someone who is in the cabinet of the president, because then they'll have an idea of what you can do or whatever the case is. But just looking for relevant people to help you in meeting your goals or your needs. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. Remember that this 21 days, it can be used in different ways, and I hope for you it will be a time of growth, a time where you reinforce those boundaries, a time where you also implement some self-discipline so that you're able to achieve the goals that you'd like to achieve. It's not forever, it's very, very short. That's my daughter. Thank you.